Hello everybody, welcome back into the new location for the aquaponics shop. Feels a little bit more like home now that I've got my random picture up here that I found when I first moved in. I have been forced to make a few changes to the plan that I made just yesterday. And let me show you why. I don't think the camera's picking it up very well, but do you see? It's freaking snowing! April 15th, and it's snowing. Joy. So what that's done is that's kind of forced me to decide which of the two tanks is going to get the heater. And I decided the IBC tote, obviously, because it's going to heat the largest body of water and provide, you know, the most consistent temperature for the system. So instead of waiting a couple of days or a couple of weeks like I had initially thought would be a really good plan, and probably would be a good plan, I have ended up transferring all the fish into the IBC tote. Now, it was pointed out to me by Bill, thanks Bill, that I should probably check the pH first. I did, and the pH in both fish tanks was reading at 7.6. So at least on that level, it's not going to be a major shock to the fish. Now, the temperature, well, it's a lot colder in the IBC tank than it was in the little tiny barrel with the fish tank heater going in there. But these guys are kind of used to changing temperatures. When I'd run the system during the daytime, the temperature would drop a good 10-15 degrees in their water, just as I was pushing it through all the rocks and things and trying to get it, well, to flow. So they're kind of used to the change. I'm not too worried about that aspect of it. Can't quite see the bottom yet. Well, I'll show you that. So the water is still pretty murky in here, and I'm not terribly surprised by that, but you know, that's kind of the way it goes. I've started making a couple of adjustments. I've got that piece going on the end there now. I still want to drill a bunch of holes in that so that it will drip, or better yet, maybe even shoot down if I can find an end cap for it. That'll just add some more oxygen to the system. I'll be pretty happy with that. And I've already cut down the drain pipe from the tank, because I have discovered in the past, and I should have known better when I first set this up, that if the end of that pipe down there is underwater, it creates a little bit too much resistance, and it will actually slow down the drain regardless of the difference in height. You would think gravity would overcome that, but not so much. So with it cut down and zip tied into place there, it's doing a much better job of keeping the water level where I want it in the fish tank. There are, of course, still a lot of things that I'm going to end up doing to this system. One of them is I would really like to get around to finally making that sump tank using the liquid rubber to coat it, like I've been going to do for a while. At this point, I think I still need to wait for it to thaw, and picking up some plywood and things like that shouldn't be too bad, though. They're pretty good at the co-op about either having what we need or being able to get it within a week or so. So, considering the size of our community, I think that's pretty awesome, actually. Sadly, this is the only lighting that's installed in this area right now, and only one of the 3 lights is working. That's a 100-watt bulb going there, and that's 200-watt bulbs not going there. So, since LEDs are on sale this month with an instant rebate from Manitoba Hydro, I imagine I'll be switching those out for some nice bright blue 5000K bulbs. And here's a nifty thing. It should be pretty easy to move that fixture since it looks like it's simply tied in place. So on the upside of that, I know that whoever lived here before was also a can-do with what I've got kind of person, so that's great, because then, you know, the house is used to people like me. But the downside of that is there are so many things around here that not even I would leave in that kind of a situation, so I think I'm a little more red tech and they were a little more redneck, but I think it's all going to work out in the end, right? Like, it's been a wonderful opportunity moving out here, and of course, for how the situation came about, there are going to be things that need to be altered. That is just life. Even if we had bought a brand new house, there would be things that I would need to change just to make it our own. So once I get some better lighting in here, I imagine I might bring out some more kale and things of that nature. This one still seems to be doing okay as compared to the poor soil kales that died. You know, it took a couple of days, but they died. I do still have this elderberry in here, although I have been advised, I think it was Nexus to Eden who suggested I take it out because dead plants will create a kind of a fungus buildup in here that's really, really not good for things. But I'm desperately hoping that this sucker isn't actually dead. because this was a gift from Permaculture Prepper, and I'd really, really like to be able to harvest some dang elderberries. Now, there is a good chance that that desire comes specifically from having seen too many Monty Python films. So your mother was a hamster and your father smells of elderberries. But you know, I've never had an elderberry, so I don't know what an elderberry smells like. Is that a compliment? Is that an insult? I don't know. And I won't know until I get some dang elderberries grown. So, yeah, that's why that's still in there. I've got that curry plant in there because I'm hoping it will come back to life. I've got a lavender in there because I'm hoping it will come back to life. But I'm not really counting any chickens. I did get rid of a lot of the onions that were in there that didn't quite make it. They were very soft, very, very soft. They had good solid root systems on them, and there were lots of greens. But the onion bulbs were all squishy. So, they're history. They're in the compost now. Looking around here today, I can see lots of places where there is air escaping, so therefore there is heat escaping. But compared to the other room, this is much, much warmer. There's a little hole right through the wall right there. And I should easily be able to fill these cracks with just a couple cans of that spray foam insulation. And that'll do, I think, probably until winter time. So we shall see there. I need to get the window set up in that door, but, you know, a snowy Friday is not the time for that project. Sorry for looking at the lights, but I just switched out two of those. For the one on the outside here is a 2700K, and this is a 5000K. That's a 17 watt LED, that's a 9.5 watt LED, and that's still a 100 watt bulb. I'm gonna say that 100 watt bulb is not worth the money. Look at the lights there. 9 watts, 100 watts. 9 watts, 100 watts. Seems to make a significant improvement to the lighting in my opinion, so I think I'm definitely going to switch out those two outside bulbs for some 17 watt LEDs in the 5000K. And I should get some pretty decent light in here, especially once I lower that fixture down, or better yet, replace it with something that doesn't scare the bugger out of me. But there's very little else I can do in here today, so I'm basically just going to wrap this up here. Say thank you guys so much. So many of you have given me such wonderful advice over the years and over the last couple of weeks as I've been farting around with this IBC tote. I really wouldn't have been able to build these aquaponic gardens without you guys and your feedback, so please feel free to keep offering your thoughts in the comments below. I live for that stuff, and as always, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Alright everybody, have yourselves an absolutely fantastic day, because you deserve it.